Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here with me again. You know, there's something special about talking with people who share that same thrill, that same heartbeat, that same curiosity about a show that defined an era of television. Prison Break, the series that kept us on the edge of our seats, made us bite our nails through every twist, every escape, every shocking revelation. And today, we're diving into one big question that fans just can't seem to let go of. Will there ever be a Season 6 of Prison Break? Now, let's be honest. This question has been floating around for years. Every time you think it's over, some hint, rumor, or little spark pops up again, making fans go, wait, could it actually happen? I get it. Prison Break wasn't just a TV show. It was an experience. From Michael Scofield's brilliant mind and those intricate tattoos to Lincoln Burrows' undying loyalty and even T-Bag's unpredictable chaos, it was storytelling at its peak. So when it ended, fans felt a gap, something unfinished, something that still had potential. Let's rewind a bit. The original run of Prison Break started in 2005 and ran through 4 intense seasons that wrapped up in 2009. Back then, it felt like a complete story. Michael sacrificed himself, the brothers were finally free, and justice, in its twisted way, was served. But then, years later, in 2017, Fox surprised everyone with a 5th season, Prison Break: Resurrection. That revival brought Michael back to life, literally, revealing he had survived and was being manipulated under a new identity. It was emotional, thrilling, and nostalgic. But even after that ending, fans were left thinking, there's still more to tell. Now here's the thing, a lot of whispers about Season 6 began right after Season 5 ended. Fox executives hinted that discussions were happening. Even some of the cast members, including Dominic Purcell, who plays Lincoln, teased on social media that something was in the works. And of course, fans went wild. The idea of Prison Break returning one more time sounded like a dream. But as time passed, that dream started to fade. In 2019 and 2020, updates about the show's development started to cool off. Fox eventually confirmed that Season 6 wasn't actively in production. They said there were no current plans to move forward, though they left the door slightly open by saying, never say never. Then came the major blow. Wentworth Miller, the man behind the genius of Michael Scofield, announced he would no longer be participating in future Prison Break projects. He made it clear that he had moved on from that chapter of his career, and honestly, that statement shook the fandom. Because let's be real, Prison Break without Michael Scofield doesn't feel like Prison Break at all. But even with that, fans didn't stop hoping. Because if there's one thing Prison Break taught us, it's that no matter how impossible something looks, there's always a way out. So fans kept asking, posting theories, writing petitions, and discussing possible directions for a Season 6. Some suggested a story that focuses on Lincoln, showing how he continues his brother's legacy. Others imagined a new generation's storyline, maybe Michael's son growing up and facing his own version of the system. Some even wanted a complete reboot, a fresh cast, but the same prison escape DNA that made the original iconic. And truthfully, that's what makes this question so fascinating. Prison Break has the kind of timeless setup that could be reborn in so many ways. It's not tied to a single location or even a single generation. It's about freedom, loyalty, and rebellion against corruption. Those themes never age. Now let's talk about something important, the business side. In the world of television, revivals depend on 3 main things: audience demand, cast interest, and network support. We already know the first one is rock solid. The fan base for Prison Break is global. The show still trends on streaming platforms today. People in different parts of the world are discovering it for the first time and falling in love with it all over again. So, audience interest? Check, but cast interest? That's where it gets tricky. Wentworth Miller has firmly stepped away, and while Dominic Purcell has shown enthusiasm in the past, a show like Prison Break needs its full heart, its central chemistry. Without Michael and Lincoln together, it loses that brotherly core. It's like trying to make Breaking Bad without Walter White. It just wouldn't hit the same. And then, the network support. Fox has moved in a different direction since 2017, focusing on new series and fresh concepts. But that doesn't mean another platform couldn't pick it up. Streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, or even Disney Plus, since Fox is now under Disney's umbrella, could easily revive Prison Break if they saw the right opportunity. Imagine a darker, more cinematic version, high production, global settings, and a storyline that dives into the political consequences of Michael's past actions. That kind of reimagined approach could attract both old fans and a new generation. There were even talks about a spin-off focusing on a side character, but it never took off. It's hard, because Prison Break isn't just about the prison. It's about the characters, the emotional bond, the strategies, the sacrifices. That's why every rumor hits differently, because deep down, fans aren't just asking for another season. They're asking for closure, for a proper goodbye, or maybe even just a small reunion where the story finally breathes its last. Now, if we look at the clues, the recent statements from FOX, the actors' choices, and the silence surrounding the project, it's safe to say that as of now, Prison Break Season 6 is not officially happening. But, and this is a big but in Hollywood, never say never is almost a law. Shows have returned after decades. Think about Dexter, Fuller House, or The X-Files. If the right script, timing, and interest align, even Prison Break could make a comeback one day. Maybe not as we know it, but in a form that honors its legacy. And maybe that's what makes the idea so exciting. The not knowing. The possibility that one day we might see that familiar tattoo again, hear that haunting theme music, and watch Michael Scofield outsmart another impossible system. Because Prison Break wasn't just about escaping walls. It was about escaping limits. And as long as the fans keep the fire burning, there's always hope for another breakout. So if you ask me, will there ever be a Season 6 of Prison Break? I'd say, not right now, but never say it's over. Because with a show like this, as we've seen time and time again, the plan is always deeper than it looks. And hey, if you've watched Prison Break from the start, you know the journey was wild, emotional, brilliant, and unforgettable. Whether we get a Season 6 or not, what this show gave us will always stand the test of time. The bond between brothers, the clever writing, the unpredictable turns, it's one of those rare stories that stays with you. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end, my friend. If you enjoyed this discussion, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because we're going to keep diving deep into stories, shows, and mysteries just like this. Stay tuned, stay curious, and as always, don't stop believing in the escape.